Good morning, dear children. We are back to English literature class. Here I am going to start with The Merchant of Venice, Act 4, Scene 1. In Act 4, Scene 1, you can see a court is set up in Venice with the Duke as a judge. Antonio and all his supporters are present there. In this scene, first time Portia comes face to face with Shylock. Portia pleads Shylock to leave Antonio, not to punish him. But he was very adamant. Antonio was very adamant that he would take his penalty. Then let us see how Portia saved Antonio from the clutches of Shylock. So please take Act 4, Scene 1. Act 4, Scene 1, Venice. The scene takes place in Venice. A court of justice. A court is made there with Duke as a judge. When the scene opens, you can see Duke entering along with the Magnificos, Antonio, Bassanio, Graciano, Salino and others. They are present there. Duke, what? Is Antonio here? Antonio, ready? So please, your grace. Yes, I am ready. I am here, sir. Duke, I am sorry for thee. Thou art come to answer as stony adversary, an inhuman wretch, incapable of pity, void and empty from any dram of mercy. So here, Duke gives his opinion about Shylock. Duke tried his level best to save Antonio from the clutches of Shylock, but he could not. So he says that, Antonio, you have come here to defend yourself against a stone-hearted enemy, an inhuman wretch without pity, totally lacking in mercy. That means you have come here to face such a person who totally lacks mercy and pity towards others. So, I have heard your grace hath taken great pains to qualify his rigorous course, but since he stands obdurate, and that no lawful means can carry me out of this envy's reach, I do oppose my patience to his fury, and I am armed to suffer with a quietness of spirit the very tyranny and rage of his. So here Antonio says, Duke, that he had heard that Duke had taken lot of pain to save Antonio from the clutches of Shylock and to reduce the harshness of the legal proceedings. But he is obstinate, he is adamant, who Shylock, and there is no method to save him. If you go according to the law, there is no method, there is no chance to save Antonio from the clutches of Shylock, because Shylock is going according to the law, totally according to the law he is going. So there is no chance at all to save him from the clutches of Shylock or to reduce the punishment which Shylock is going to give him. And so he says that, Antonio says that, no problem, and I am prepared to face his cruelty. And I am very calm now. With lot of calmness, I am going to face his cruelty. Let him do whatever he wants. And Antonio tells Duke that Duke has done his maximum to save Antonio, but he cannot go against the law. Then go on and go one and call the Jew into the court. Celerio, he is ready at the door. He comes, my lord. So that time Duke asks one of the attendants to go and call Shylock, the Jew, and he gives that he is already ready there. He is waiting there to enter. Enter Shylock. Make room and let him stand before our face. Shylock, the world thinks, and I think so too, that thou but leadest this fashion of thy malice to the last hour of fact, and then its thought Thou'lt show thy mercy and remorse more strange than is thy strange apparent cruelty. So here actually if you see, the Duke is just praising, just flattering Shylock. This is a type of flattery what he's doing. He says that first when Shylock entered, he told others to give him space, and he tells Shylock that till the last moment Shylock will continue this drama, the drama of taking the penalty, and in the last moment he will show mercy towards Antonio, and than his cruelty he will show mercy to Antonio. This is what Duke feels. It is only the feeling of Duke. And actually if you see, this is, he is just trying to praise him, flatter him, and he says that I expect that attitude from you, and I know that you are going to do like this or like that because you are very merciful. You are more merciful than you are cruel. So this is a type of flattery. And where thou now exact the penalty, which is a pound of this poor merchant's flesh, thou wilt not only lose a forfeiture, but touched with human gentleness and love, forgive a moiety of the principal. So children, underline the word, the moiety of the principal. Such phrases come for the meanings. And also he says that now you are insisting on claiming the penalty, which is a pound of flesh, we all know that. And in the last moment, what would you do? You will abandon this. That means you will abandon your bond and also reduce the principal amount. So this is the hope of Duke, or you can say that he is just flattering. By these words he is flattering Shylock. She is trying to flatter Shylock. So he says that I know that you are very merciful, and at the till last moment you will do like this, you will claim the penalty, and in the last moment you will not only leave the bond but also will reduce the principal amount. That's what I expect. Glazing an eye of pity on his losses that have of late so huddled on its back, enough to press a royal merchant down and pluck commiseration to his state, from stubborn Turks state, from brassy bosoms and rough hearts of flint, from stubborn Turks and Tatars, never trained to offend offices of tender courtesy, we all expect a gentle answer due. So what other example he gives that when you see the condition of when you see the condition of Antonio, even the Turks and Tatars during Elizabethan period, they were considered as the most uncivilized Asiatics, most uncivilized people, Asian people, Turks and Tatars. Even uncultured Turks and Tatars who have never been taught the feelings of human kindness also will show mercy towards such people. So that is the condition of Antonio now. He has lost everything. He has lost everything. He has lost his ship, and he is losing now his health also. So even the Turks and Tatars, the most uncivilized people, feel pity for him. And I know that in such condition you are not that cruel. You also will show pity towards him. Now, Jew, we all expect a noble response from you. We all expect a gentle answer, Jew. He is waiting, Jew's answer. Shylock, I have possessed your grace of what I purpose. That means already I have told you about my intentions. I am not going to change from that. And by our holy Sabbath have I sworn to have the due and forfeit of my bond. So, holy Sabbath, that is a Saturday. Saturday is considered as the holy day, the seventh day of the Jewish week, which was the sacred day for them. So he is promising on Saturday, on Sabbath, that he would take, already he had shown that he would take the due, to have the due and forfeit of my bond. If you deny it, let the danger light upon your charter and your city's freedom. So he says that I know that you cannot go against the charter of your what you call it, document by which the Venice was given independence. That is called as a charter. You cannot go against a charter. That is against the law of Venice, and it will be a danger for you. Suppose if you go against the law of Venice now, in future it will affect your dukedom. Other dukes and other people can say that this duke had changed or when had gone against the law, and others will take advantage of that. So you cannot do. So if you deny me this right, you will endanger the charter of freedom of your city. And you will ask me, why I rather choose to have a weight of carrion flesh than to receive 3000 ducats. Sometimes the question may come to your mind that why should Shylock take a pound of rotten flesh instead of 3000 ducats? I'll not answer that. I don't have any answer for that. But say, it is my humor. It's my wish. It's only my wish. I have got an attraction for it. I've got a fancy for it. So I'm doing that. There is no answer for him for such questions. He says that I like it. It is my wish, whatever I do. And he is proving that with lot of examples. So many examples. Is it answered? Did you get the answer? If you ask me such questions, why do you want a pound of rotten flesh instead of 3000 ducats? And there is no answer for it. I don't have any answer to give you. It's my wish. That is only answer. Example, what example is giving? If my house be troubled with a rat, and I be pleased to give 10,000 ducats to have it banned, what are you answered? He says that if I get lot of rats in my house, and if I spend 10,000 ducats to get removed those rats, nobody will do like that. Nobody will spend 10,000 ducats to remove rats from the house. But Shylock says that if I do like that, it's my wish. It's my house, my money. I will do whatever you want. What are you answered? Some men there are love, not a gaping pig. Some that are mad if they behold a cat. And others, when the bagpipe sings in the nose, cannot contain themselves. So another example is giving that some people, that they don't like gaping pig. Gaping pig means when the pig's head is cut, the mouth will gape, that is, it will be opened. Some people hate it to see that. And some people, they hate cats. They get mad if they see cats. And some people do not like the shrill note of the bagpipe. Bagpiper, when he is playing the bagpipe, people can't bear it, some people. That means what's a reason? No reason for it. It is their emotion. It is their feelings. And he says that for affection, mistress of passion, sways it to the mood of what likes or loathes. So children, this part is very important. For affection, mistress of passion, sways it to the mood of underline that part and understand it. He says that is personal feeling rules our emotions and sways it towards our likes or dislikes. It is our personal feeling, that it is our wish. That is a personal feeling. It is our wish and we will do accordingly. So I need not answer for all such questions. If you ask me why I need a pound of rotten flesh, why can't I take 3000 ducats or double of that or triple of that? It's my wish. There is no answer for that. I need not answer to you. Then now for your answer. As there is no firm reason to be rendered, why he cannot abide a gaping pig. So I cannot give you answer why a person does not like a gaping pig. And also I cannot answer why he, a harmless necessary cat, why he does not, a person does not like a cat, and why he, a wooden bagpipe, but our force must yield to such inevitable shame as to offend himself being offended. So underline this part. He says that I don't have answer for such questions, and it is one's wish, it's one's feeling. And the same way, I have no reason to give you for taking a pound of flesh from Antonio, because I have a deep rooted hatred. He says that, but our force must yield to such inevitable shame as to offend himself being offended. That means, if anybody is offended, he would be taking such steps. Okay, in your paraphrase, you see, children, this part underline. But when they are themselves offended, who is offended here? Shylock is being offended here. They are compelled to react in such a shameful manner that they must give offense to others. So it means, if anybody is angry, if anybody is annoyed, that person will make others annoyed. He gets annoyed to others, and others also will get annoyed. Then, so can I give no reason? Nor I will not. I don't have any reason to give you why I want a rotten pound of flesh. And more than a lord's hate and a certain loathing, I bear Antonio, that I follow thus a losing suit against him. Are you answered? He's asking that. I have got a deep rooted hatred towards Antonio. Detestation. Detestation means severe dislike. Okay. Detestation means severe dislike. I have got Antonio. That's why I want a pound of rotten flesh from Antonio, even though it is of no use for me. This is no answer, though unfeeling man, to excuse the current of any cruelty. So Bassanio got angry. He said that you are a heartless person, and this is not a satisfactory answer for your merciless actions. I am not bound to please thee with my answer, he retorted. I am not bound to please. I need not make you satisfied by my answers. It is not necessary. Do all men kill the things they do not love? Bassanio is asking a question that, do all men kill the whatever they don't like? People kill them. Shylock hates any man the thing he would not kill. So another question asked by Shylock. Another question asked by Shylock. Shylock asked that, is there any man who does not kill something that he truly hates? Don't people kill the things what they hate, truly hate? Bassanio, every offense is not a hate at first. That means every mistake will not be hated by everything in the first time itself. So Shylock is asking, why will you allow a snake to bite you twice? So here what is the conversation going on? Here Bassanio asked Shylock whether people kill the things that they don't love. Shylock answers. What was his answer? Is there any man who does not kill something that he truly hates? If a person hates truly something, obviously he will kill it, destroy it. And Bassanio is telling that every mistake is not an offense. The first time one can excuse. That was answer of Bassanio. Then, but what Shylock says, he asks, will you allow a snake to bite you twice? He asked Bassanio, because Bassanio said that first time you should give excuse. So she says that, will you allow a snake to bite you twice? First time you will give excuse, second time if he bites only you will kill. Is it like that? Antonio, I pray you, think you question with the Jew. You may as well go and stand upon the beach and bid the main flood bait his usual height. You may as well use questions with the wolf, why he hath made the eve bleat for the lamb. You may as well forbid the mountain pines to wag their high tops and to make no noise when they are threatened with gusts of heaven. You may as well do anything most hard to seek to soften that. than which what's harder. So here Antonio dissuades Bassanio from such tasks, that is the task of asking pardon to Antonio, or to reduce the punishment which he is planning to give to Antonio. So Antonio consoles Bassanio by telling that no need to ask him such things, and because he is arguing with a Jew. That time Jews were very popular for their stone-hearted nature. So it is better not to argue with him. Then he gives an example what we could do. We may be able to stand on the seashore and ask the waves not to rise. Even waves may obey us. Those non-living things may obey us. And we can even ask the wolf why it made the mother sheep cry, because the wolf had eaten the lamb. So mother sheep started crying. So we can ask the wolf also, such a cruel animal. We can ask, why did you do like that? It may answer. Its heart may go soft. You might as well forbid the pine trees on the mountain to sway their high tops and to make noise when disturbed by the winds from out. So even you can ask the pine trees not to sway and make sound in the wind. Pine trees also may obey, listen to you. And you might as well do the most difficult thing in the world rather than attempting a thing still harder to soften the heart of the Jew. So all these things you can do. So what are things we can do? We can stand near the seashore and ask the waves not to rise. And we can question a wolf why it made the mother sheep cry by devouring, that is by eating off the lamb. And you can go to the mountain and ask the pine trees not to sway and make sound in the wind. They might obey. But here you will not be able to soften the heart of this Jew. So I beseech you, make no more offers, use no further means, but with all brief and plain conveniency, let me have the judgment and the Jew his will. So he said that, so please, I request you, no need to plead to him and no need to suggest him many steps. And let me have the judgment and let Jew have his will. I am ready to accept whatever the punishment is given to me by the Jew. For thy, Bassanio, for thy 3,000 ducats, here is 6. So at this moment, Bassanio is offering 6,000 ducats. That was the first time he offered 6,000 ducats. Shylock, if every ducat in 6,000 ducats were in 6 parts, that is 6,000 ducats. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,000 ducats. And every ducat is in 6 parts. 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. 6 into 6. So you don't multiply and write. You have to write as it is given in the book. So if each of 6,000 ducats were divided into 6 and each part was a ducat, yet I would not accept them. I would have only my bond. So even if you are ready to give those many ducats, I don't want the ducats, I don't want money, I want only the bond. Whatever is written in the bond, a pound of flesh from any part of Antonio's body, that is my wish. I want only that. Duke, how shall thou hope for mercy, rendering none? So Duke took another step he is taking. Shylock, if you show no mercy to others, how can you hope God's mercy? God will not forgive you if you do such things. So children, in this video I am going to stop here and read and understand. We'll continue the next video. Thank you. Have a good day.